Hey folks, thanks for joining me again. What I'm doing tonight is more work on the Bajoran nose prosthetic. So this is what you saw me laying in last night. It's a simple latex appliance. It's sized to my fiance's face, and it's based on the makeup worn by Michelle Forbes in Star Trek: The Next Generation, because I'm that kind of nerd. So in order to help me paint it and actually get it looking correct, I printed out an accidentally enormous photo of the character from her first appearance. This makeup is kind of a mix of her first appearance and her later appearances, when they were still kind of figuring out what the makeup would actually look like. And what I'm noticing is that it's a much simpler prosthesis than I actually thought, and the paint job is a lot simpler than I initially thought. So I think this is going to go fairly quickly. I want to try and bring out some of the details because this is not a particularly detailed appliance. It's okay, but it's the first time I sculpted prosthetic makeup. I'm still quite pleased with the result. I'll get a couple of close-ups for you as I'm painting it so that you can see exactly what it looks like. But basically, I'm going to be taking a couple of cheap brushes and some of these little makeup wedges and just trying to more accurately match the skin tone of the person who's going to be wearing this. And following that, I'm going to try and add in a little bit more definition around the actual sculpted parts. Well, after several episodes of startup and a lot of fussing with paint mixing and trying to get the result just so, I think I've got the appliance to about where I want it to be. It's trimmed up. It should fit okay on my fiance's face without too much additional trimming. I'm pretty pleased with the paint job. If you get right up close on it, it still looks a little gross. It won't hold up, like it wouldn't hold up under an extreme close-up, for example. But I think that for a first-time experiment like this, it turned out really, really well. The other thing that I have to remember is that paint isn't the end of making this look like an actual piece of her skin, right? This is an intermediate step. This is getting the basic colors down, and like this doesn't match her skin tone, and her skin tone wouldn't even be her skin tone if this was actually applied as makeup. There would be makeup on top of this prosthetic makeup. So really I have to kind of step back and say, okay, I've got the main shading in. It looks more or less like, I think, a nicer version of what's in the photo, on account of it actually has a little bit of depth and texture, whereas the appliance that Michelle Forbes wore in the show was quite plain. But yeah, if this gets blended using actual makeup, I think it'll look really, really good. And hopefully I find out sooner rather than later. Thanks for watching. You can see more about how I went about making this from start to finish on the website, lovemakeshare.ca. Otherwise, come on back here to the channel, or if you're watching on the site, come on back here to the site, and we'll do some more Workbench time lapses in the future.